Alright guys, a quick little stream. I'm thinking about building a city here. Um, just using jumbo-sized floors to, kind of map everything out. They're just 3x, but it'll help cut down on my piece count. I may expand it or make it smaller as we go, but yeah, just try to figure out my layout here. Like I would like to do, I'm gonna have an entry here. I'm walking in here, do a building on each side. And I'm thinking on the ends, I would like to have some type of like a green area um, in these two front corners. I'm not sure about the back side yet, um, but I would like to have some type of, like a common area in the middle. If I move this thing, three, yeah, this would be my center point, right where that is. So I'm thinking of, like a good size, common area in the middle with buildings around it and shops. Um, I was messing around a little bit with some of the scaling because I am gonna need to use some enlarged pieces. So let's try to figure out what I'm gonna build. I have all the I had a builder named Evil Verdi. He dropped off all this extra, legacy parts for me. This save is only like 8 hours old, so I don't have the legacy parts on it, but those will be useful. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of concrete. I like to mix it up a little bit. I want to try to use all the different basic building materials. I'm just gonna try to figure out what the heck I'm doing and how I'm gonna lay things out. So I'm thinking on this front side here, I'm thinking like a small, like a 2x2 building or 4x4 building, something like that on each side. Have a little bit of a gap here, maybe like another small set of shops or something. I'd like to do like a round green area. I'm not sure if it's just going to be plants or what I'm going to do there. Maybe like a gazebo or something on the two sides. Or a green area. Some type of like little social area. Maybe like a little restaurant or something on one side, gazebo on the other. Something like that. Then as I work out, I'm thinking like larger buildings, maybe try to do some type of like a factory building or an apartment building. Try to kind of mix things up a little bit. Maybe try to do like maybe like a police station, fire station type of thing. Maybe like a factory or apartment buildings or something. Uh, there, there has to be a high rise somewhere, so I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do that. Um, a lot of city builds I see, typically it's just like just a long street with buildings on the side, but I'm thinking of doing it, more and more like a three-dimensional, you know, uh, so that it has a little bit of depth over towards the sides. If I have enough room, maybe do like a couple little alleyways or something. you know, just try to mess around with it a little bit, see what I can come up with. Um, and because these floors are thicker, I had to do some height adjustments. So that's where this comes in. Because if I take that floor and I stick it there, that's pretty much what I'm going to be building off of when I put up my walls. And I do have a lower one, which I'm going to kind of mess around with a little bit. So I can get some type of like a walkway path type of thing that's merged right into, it's a really nice merge there. So I'm going to see if I can do something with that. I already have 3-size wires. This is a 2-size panel. I might end up doing something like that. I don't think I have a 2-size wire anywhere. Actually, yeah, that's a 2-size wire there. Yeah, that's a 3-size little raceway booster. These are both 2-size. I was just trying to figure out, because these stick out so much that I need to adjust where I glitch. So I was trying to figure out, how to make a wall merge into that so that it doesn't look too weird, I guess. But found a really nice spot here. Just a dead moon, but it's a fairly flat area, and I always wanted to put something in front of a planet like this. So I figured that would be kind of nice, and there's some planets right up above. So I'm gonna look to hopefully do something with this. I don't know what is that? Okay, it must have just been a flare from the camera or something. But it looked like there was a fire over there or something. Alright. Well, I'm just gonna mess around here, just kind of try different things out. I'd rather not have an entrance like this. I would like, to have a little bit wider of an entrance here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an extra half wall on the side here before I build in. See, everything's going to be built off that wall. That's what all these walls are out here. They're just so I don't have to keep building in. I can just drag this wall right in to where I, need my other walls to be. I don't have to constantly be pulling things around. Because the problem is I don't have snap points here anymore. I do underneath, but they're sunk down. They're down like a half wall and a little bit more. So what I'm thinking is, and I'm big on being symmetrical with stuff, so it's kind of a blessing and a curse. So. And I'll probably use alloy a lot in this, just because I like how it looks. I like the middle sections, but I'm gonna try to mix it up a little bit because I don't want everything to look too samey, And I can have access to all this other stuff too. Want to do windows. I have windows on I don't want that one though. I like the middle section because they're nice and black. I'm gonna have, I'm gonna attempt to do like little shops here, so I'm gonna use the overhead doors and just flip them backwards. I'll use these. That way when they're open, looks like one of those, like little street side vendors, you know. Um, and this could be, you know, like a little access way into the store, little window. I'll go in kind of, I don't want things to be square, you know. Try to mix it up. Maybe I can have like two different vendors in this one. I'll make it offset a little bit. Try to figure out how I want to lay it out. That's the good thing about building. You can just kind of try out different things, and if it doesn't look good, you can always change it. So, I don't know if I like that. Yeah, actually, I can probably put like 3 little stores in there. Let's see here. Another one of these. Yeah, try that there. Just try out different things, see what you can come up with. And maybe do like a little access door on this side too. Where to go? Solid wall there. See, how deep is this thing? 1, 2. Okay. It's going to be 1.5. Because what I want to try to do is, where I can, I want to try to use the double-sized floor just to cut down on pieces. Put a window on the back side. Let's see here. Actually, maybe one of them. One of those. I'll have a couple little shops there that you can actually walk into. I'll put a wall across here. Which I actually probably don't even need, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it open like that. You'll have a vendor here. Oh, another thing I'm going to want to do is where these doors are, I'm going to want to put, I can't tell if that's up or down. Okay, I can just snap those in. I thought I was going to have to glitch them in. Okay, good. Yeah, that way I can make like a little, a little shop area right behind it. Like a little desk and maybe a register. A couple of shelves with stuff on it. Do the same thing over on this side. I'll get into that later though. I'm just looking to just kind of figure out a layout. The same thing, like I'll build up the roof and all that stuff later. If I add on second stories, third stories, I'm just looking to get a basic layout. Of course, I'm sure this will change 1,000 times by the time I'm done. So I'm thinking of that side. Something kind of like that. Then I can always do stuff, once I get, actually, drag in one of these. Now that I have that would be the center point here. So if I do a roof, I can just put a wall in the middle, get it lined up. Get it lined up kind of straight here. That way it doesn't look too horrible. That way I'm not wasting 4 panels. I'm only putting that one in there. As long as you can find your center point, it's not too bad. Then if I really wanted to, I could actually probably drag another one over here. I can get it kind of in the middle here. I can have these kind of overlap a little bit. I get it just right. It should, yeah. It looks like crap there, but there is a little bit of a notch there, but it's something most people won't even notice. But I would do it correctly. What I would do is I would pull this wall in a couple more, get it to line up better. Yeah. That way. It'll overhang a little bit in that corner, but you've got that garage door already open, so it overhangs. Yeah. But it's already there, so people won't really notice it all that much. That's a way that you can save on some pieces, and it doesn't look too bad. Alright, so that's one thing for that side. And I'm going to use a different window style on the other side. So what I'm thinking is having 2 vendors on this side. Let me get out of the way first. I have 2 vendors on this side. Something kind of like that. I wish I'd stuck selecting the top door there. It's nice that we have these variants, but sometimes it's hard to keep track of which is which. Where's just the regular door? Well, there's going to be 2 different shops here, so. Actually, what I might do is use 2 of these instead. a couple windows. And so there's nothing revolutionary about this. It's basic snap together stuff. This is just to figure out a layout more than anything. And they're both a little bit different. So what I was thinking is in between these, I want them to be equal, but, you know, what I would do is I would start my next building right here. And then, because this one sinks back a little bit, I would end up, bringing it up about the same. Like my next building, the edge would start there, whereas this one, it would start there. That way they're similar, but they're off by a little bit more. Yeah, like I'm big on symmetry, but at the same time, I want it to be just a little bit different. So, but I want to figure out what I'm gonna do here on the side. I would like to do something round. So what I was thinking is like a gazebo area, possibly on this side, and maybe just like a garden area over here. But I'm gonna want to do a circle to do it. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm going to do this. Actually. Let's see here. I think my measurements, that is on a little, okay. Why is that like that? Okay, so that's all I have. I think I'm going to be able to place this without issue. Yep. Okay. I'm hoping I don't have any issue with this. Because if I accidentally place one of these inside this floor, I don't have any way to get it out. And make sure, yeah, I can select my wire. Good. Alright, that's a good sign. Actually, I'll get the other side set up too. I have all these other snap points because I left all these in. I'll end up going back and deleting them, but I just don't want to lose my boundary by any chance. I can delete pretty much all of them right now, but I'm just being lazy, to be honest. I just don't want a chance accidentally placing something down there and not being able to retrieve it. It's easy enough to get one of these panels back, but it's extra work that I don't want to do. Alright, so those are set up. Make a quick save here. I gotta make a quick little call that I just remembered. So I'm just gonna step out here for a couple minutes. Really nothing to look at here, so I'll just do something like that. I'll be back. to do before I get too carried away here, I'm going to grab lanterns. And what I want to do, I use lanterns a lot just to mark things, a lot of times like boundaries. I want to do a common area. You know, probably about this size. It's going to be kind of big. But, yeah, that is going to be big, isn't it? Sorry, let me go. Actually, that won't be too bad having this area here. I think this is stretched between two different panels. Yeah. Well, between four different panels. It's alright though. Yeah, I figured mark this off. That way I don't build into that area. You know, this would be like just a common area. And I'll have, I don't know if I'm gonna bother building a circle now or not. It's only gonna be like a small circle anyway. If I go like a gazebo on this side, I think. Yeah. I'll do one side right now, just so I know size-wise how big it's going to be. We only need 8 sides, so... I don't know how far out I'm going to need to make this. Okay, because those split right there. So I need to bring that floor in. How far is that going to be? Actually, I think if I do... I hate how they leave that gap like that. See if I can figure out how much I have to move these. Do that. You know, this is where all the trial and error starts. That's not going to be enough. Alright, so we're going to roll 1. I should just do the same thing over here too. Hate it when I can't remember what I just did. I think that might be enough. Nope, I don't think so. Nope, still got a gap. Micro adjustments are fun. Try building in from the other way. just trying to get them pretty close. They don't have to be dead on. Might be enough. I can't remember if that's what I did. No, that's not what I did. Reset, start over. Okay. No one. How close that will be. Inside in, inside in. Oh, that's pretty dang close, but not close enough. See, a lot of times I do these streams just so I can keep track of steps I do. That way I can look back and see how I did something. Okay, so that's a little bit less than one. Okay. So I'm gonna come out 5. That's 4. 5. There we go. That's a lot better. There we go. Now if I put something there, most likely be an arch. There. Now there's no gap there. Tiny little bit there at the top, but it won't really be noticeable. Now you remember what the hell I just did. So I'll leave those, take those 2 out. I think I came out 2. Came out 2. Brought it in. Move that one. Do that. Do that. Get rid of that. Move that. Copy that. Yep. Alright. No, that is off. Gonna have to watch my stream back, figure out how I did that. Once I did that, then, no, that one's way off. Okay, what's this look like when I build it out? Okay. See if I can figure out a different way to do it. 8. That's gonna have to be 2 steps. Let's see how I did this. Does that snap right to it? That's all it is. Are you kidding me? I'll do that. I don't think that's right though. No, that is right. Okay, that's much easier actually. Don't even have to do that funky adjacency thing. And that was 2. Okay, I'll leave my wire there too. Actually, before I get too carried away, put a paver on all of these so I have some type of backup for when I do screw up. So I'll end up leaving the center area open too. What I'm thinking is I might flip them around, or I might just do like a regular gazebo, just being the inside of gazebo. These should all line up pretty well. I might sink them down into the floor or something though. Those should all match up pretty nice. Of course, I'll have to mess around with the colors. But what I might do is sink it down a little, you know, so it's a little bit off the ground. So take out that. Maybe do something like that around the outside. Then what I'll actually do, I'll do a, I don't know if I can do a triangular floor, if that will work there or not. Do a quick peek here. They might overlap. I might have an issue with that. You know, have this be the floor. and have that be the railing around the outside of it. It won't be a triangle. It'll have to be squares on the inside. If I try to do triangles, it's gonna look really weird. If I bring that down, the floor here, get rid of that. Yeah, that way I have a railing like that. Have that go around the outside. Actually, I might bring that up one more, actually. Be a little more aesthetically pleasing. That's what I'm thinking about for that side. A quick save here. This side, I have no idea. I might do some type of like garden or something, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that until I start doing decorations and stuff. Worst comes to worst, I can throw like a biodome over here and throw some plants in it. I gotta worry about the structures more than decorations right now. So I do want to leave some room in between these. I don't want to build them to be right up against each other. I got a good amount of space to play with, so. Now that that one's sunk in a little bit, what I'll do is I'll have one that comes the opposite way. Yeah, I'd rather not block that in though. What I'll actually do. Start my next building so that it's in line with this one over here. And I'll have a door here. Yeah, that way I don't have too many of these overhead doors facing each other. So. Yeah, that way it doesn't really impede on this much either. I would like to keep that kind of open. Or actually, you know what? I'll just shift this whole thing. Copy that. Shimmy this over. Yeah, that way it is offset a little bit from there. That way not everything feels like it's a boxed in area. Actually, while I'm here, I'll mix up the color too. This stuff colors like crap. The blue might not look too bad. I don't want everything to be black in here, The problem is everything going to color that well, though? It's hard to tell. Yeah, not bad. is it going to do it with the middle ones? Because I'm pretty sure all the middle ones are black. Yeah. No, that's not too big of a deal. Actually, I do have these extruded ones too. Give it kind of a different. Oh, but then they want you to use the those caps to go with it. I don't want to use too many pieces, so the extruded is going to be out of the picture. Let's see here. The bad thing about this planet, you can't tell how dark it actually is. Actually, I was just messing around with these earlier. Let's see if I can get this to work. Okay, so I'll move this in one. You can do some neat stuff with these pieces. It ends up costing you more pieces, though. Because you can make them so that they overlap. You know, that way you can have just like two windows here without the doors. Yeah, it might not look too good though, so try it out. Yeah. See, it just gives it a little bit different look. I mean, I could micro adjust these over so that that's not sticking out, but it might throw the dimensions off a little too. The problem is you lose, you know, a little, you're using an extra piece here. So that's something that I want to kind of try to avoid. But what I can do, I'm pretty sure there's ways to hide these doors. You can put something in front of them. I haven't seen what will phase delete out. I'm sure some stuff will phase delete out. What I was thinking is, you know, using these, you know, these panels or something, or the storage panel. You know, doing something with these, maybe put some decals on them. Do something to hide that door, or just, you know, leave the light part of the door there, but do something else here. That's something that I'll have to come back to. You know, when I'm doing decorations, I'll figure that stuff out then. And that'll bring me right to this edge where the light is. So it's not blocking too much of my my little common area. But that's kind of a nice look. I might try to micro adjust those out. I don't know. It might not be worth it. It's going to be one of those things that nobody's probably going to notice but me. So I might just leave it. Do something with that here. See, it throws the size of the building off a little bit, but it's not too bad. So that's going to be, that's actually only 3 walls. Um, Actually, is that 3? 1, 2, yeah, it's exactly 3. Okay. I might go deeper on this side, actually. Actually, I will throw a vendor, or yeah, one of these. Toss one of these over there. This is going to be in a larger building. Something like that. Access door on each end. Let's see. I like using windows. That way people can see in, you know, if there's anything. So put one there, put one going the opposite way. Don't need that anymore. What I'll do is I'll probably go a second floor on this one. I'm doing a second floor, or I might even do a prefab, because these are pretty big. You know, do a second floor with 1 or 2 of those up there, or even go up another one. You know, use one of these and then a square. A bunch of stuff you can do. And start a new building on this side. What I would like to do is one of these back corners, because I'm going to need to build a couple big buildings. So I'm thinking this area here, probably at least 2.5 panels. One on this side, one on this side. Probably one towards the back. Then what I'm thinking is, you know, maybe like a little police department here, fire department here. Maybe even, you know, like a little church or something in one of these. I can't go too fancy though. Churches have a lot of detail in them typically. But yeah, if I have a big building here, you know, like 2 or 3 panels, then I can throw another smaller building here. The same thing on this side. So what I'm thinking is, you know, maybe either apartment building or a factory on one side, and the opposite on the other side. But the apartment building I want to be tall, so I don't know which side will be blocking more of this planet. Okay, so I would probably put the apartment or, you know, condos or whatever on this side, and that I'll probably do out of concrete. The same thing with the like a factory. You know, maybe have the factory be kind of a weird shape, maybe a 90-degree shape or something. I don't know. You won't really know until you start actually laying stuff out. But that's probably gonna do it for this one. I just wanted to give you guys a little overview of what I'm thinking for this. I'm gonna try to keep it at 3,000 pieces. So it's just gonna take some careful planning on my part to keep it that way. So hopefully it doesn't look too bare bones. Because I would like to keep building pieces under 1,000, and then that way I can actually put in, some decent decor. So, so I'm gonna have to mess around. Like I want to figure out something to do with these, because I'm thinking these in the factory. Because I would like my factory to be, fairly tall. You know, maybe 6 or 7. About as tall as that. I don't want to go too much taller, but to be able to actually get in here and decorate stuff and you know, not have it look half empty. But I'm gonna call it there and maybe do another one of these little updates. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time with this one. I don't want to kind of half-ass it. So it'll take quite a bit of just experimenting around. So, all right, I'm going to jump out now. All right, thanks for swinging by, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.